Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jocelyn. I am the owner of the business Nocturnal Witchcraft. The links to my website will be down below in the description. I just blanked for a second there. I have to go to work in like a few hours, and normally I just like to take my mornings before I have to go to work, just kind of slowly, just because work can sometimes be a lot mentally and emotionally. But I'm feeling pretty good, and I just felt this urge to do a reading. I just got like this surge of energy to do this reading, and I'm feeling kind of pumped here. So of course, I'm using the same decks as usual, the Tarot of the Divine deck, and the Green Witch's Oracle deck. If I remember to link them down below in the description, I will. No promises. But for this reading, I'm actually going to start with an Oracle card first, just to get like the overall energy. Oh no, I'm dropping cards. Okay, let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and out. Just kind of ground and center yourself there. Like, I have this wave of excitement, but it's also a little like nervous energy, like kind of anxious here. So let me shuffle these one more time, and then we'll pull. Okay, Spirit. What is the overall energy of this collective reading here? Ay. Some of these cards are reversed. They shouldn't be. So we have 4 cards coming out here. So we have Butterfly, Transformation, Joy, Beauty, and Transience. B, Community, Cooperation, and Sweetness. Sickle, Focus, Regrowth, and Letting Go. And Spring, Rebuilding, Awakening, and Rebirth. These cards I feel like are playing out a timeline here. Because at the bottom of the deck, we have Bird, which is freedom and opportunity. Underneath of it, Snow, rest and contemplation. Trunk, stability, loyalty, and reliability when I split the deck there. So there's this theme. I feel like each one of these cards are stages that you're going to be going through. Really pay attention to the imagery on each one of these cards, because I feel like there might be a sign, a confirmation for some of you. If you want, you can like reverse and like actually focus in on each card, like pause the video and focus. Hopefully it's in focus. I have to use my back camera because my front camera's all messed up, but hopefully it was like in frame, in focus, but we'll see. Sorry if it isn't. But this is interesting. The one that I'm being drawn to the most is Sickle, Focus, Regrowth, and Letting Go. I want to read that one from the little book. be able to find it. 95. The sickle is a gardening tool used for harvesting and reaping, though it is closely associated with death. In art, death is often seen holding this tool, a symbol of taking a life that has finished. The sickle helps you clear away dead matter and control overgrowth, allowing for new growth to take place unhindered. Clearing and cutting away outdated or unneeded material leaves space for new life and beginnings. It doesn't cut life short. Instead, it refocuses available resources so that life can continue. The sickle card reminds you to cut away what drains your energy and no longer serves you so focused growth can take place. Reflection. What parts of your life need to be cut back or cut out completely to help you grow? And I think it's so interesting how spring, rebuilding, awakening, rebirth comes right after the sickle card. Okay. There's a transformation happening here, and I feel like this one is, I want to say it's very internal. Excuse me. You know those the workings of a clock, like all of the little gears turning and everything, the inner workings of a clock. That's what I'm picturing in my head right now when, like I say, this is very internal. So let's get into the tarot and let's get deeper into this. Okay. So the first card that came out was the Eight of Wands. Fast momentum, fast movement, just things happening in rapid succession. Next, we have the Seven of Wands. So hard work, perseverance, pushing through, but it could also symbolize protecting something or continuing to maintain something. We have the Queen of Coins coming out after the Seven of Wands. She is abundant. She is fertile. She is grounded. She is prosperous. She is rooted in her worth. And then we have the Ace of Cups coming out after that. Sorry, my cat was playing with one of my tarot boxes. I was like, what is that noise? Emotional wholeness. Like, just, you know, another thing that I just noticed? Behind every single one of these cards, I'm going to hold these three cards in one hand, and then this card in the other. Do you see the sun behind them all? Some of them it's a little hard to see, but there's the sun, full, whole, and there's the full moon behind the sickle. I just now noticed that. You are meant to be stepping into a period of complete wholeness. That is why it is so important for you to let go of these things, to not rush the process, because once you stop rushing, then things will actually start to speed up. Then life will actually start to move forward pretty quickly. And you're going to be like, what the hell? So I didn't have to push, I didn't have to force this whole time. No. And your primary focus has to be yourself right now. You can still nurture your community, be involved in your community, but don't let the responsibilities or any obligations to the people around you take away from what you need to give yourself. The Ace of Wands. Look at that. The Sun again. The Ace of Wands. Creativity, a creative flow. The creative flow comes from the feminine. I feel like I talked about this in the last reading that I did. Maybe this is just a continuation of that reading. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the same collective. Earth sign energy, root chakra energy. That is what is being asked to be embodied right now. The internal, because there's so much like red within the cards, but there's also a lot of blue, which makes me think the emotional and the material are kind of coming together, asking to be co-created or co-create within that space. Wow. So we have the Hierophant coming out, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Most of the time, people view the Hierophant as having to do with tradition, sticking to the status quo, if you will, but it also means legacy. And for you, it's talking about legacy, maybe even making new traditions, creating something new. And this legacy that you are wanting to leave behind it's coming from the heart. It's an offering of the heart. It's coming from this emotional space. You are leading with your heart, and you are feeling, I had to make sure there was nothing I had to cover up there. You are making sure that you are confident. You are feeling confident. That's what I meant to say. You are feeling confident in doing this because you have spent so long suppressing yourself. We have the devil at the bottom of the deck. Literally, the devil at the bottom of the deck. It's underneath that. The Nine of Wands. You spent so long guarding your heart, literally guarding your heart, and keeping yourself closed off, falling into patterns and addictions and habits that were no longer serving you, that were hurting you, that limited you so bad. And you're so done. And you've already, from the way that this all looks, you've already started taking the necessary steps to pursue the life that you know you deserve, to pursue the life that you want. And yes, it was slow in the beginning, but we're about to see the process of everything kind of starting to speed up. Everything is like boom, 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 falling into place. Let's split the deck. The Knight of Swords. You are literally charging into your new life here. What's underneath of that? The Four of Cups. Everything you dreamt of, everything you've daydreamed of, everything that you thought was only going to be fantasy, you are now going to start seeing it actually become a reality. And the things that you have dreamt of that don't become a reality, that just means that there's something even better coming for you, because you are putting in the work, you are helping yourself, you are pushing past the fears and the obstacles and the limitations, because you're done. You're tired of your heart hurting. You are tired of yearning for these things and never doing anything about it. You're like, fuck it. Fuck it. Because what you are not changing, you are choosing. If you, for example, don't like the fact that you eat out all the time and you want to cook more, but you don't go grocery shopping, you don't buy the equipment that you need to cook at home, you don't do anything, you don't look up recipes, you don't try, you're actively choosing to continue eating out, you're actively choosing to continue doing the thing that is making you upset. And once you realize that you are choosing something that you want to be changed, something that is making you miserable, it almost flips a switch. It almost makes you feel like, oh shit. You know, I feel like a lot of people these days just kind of feel like things are just going to be fixed for them or just happen for them. That's not realistic. If you truly want change, if you truly want progress, you are the only person who can do that, and you have realized that, and you have already taken the necessary steps to do that. And again, looking at this Devil card, like, there will be times where you will feel hopeless, where it will feel easier to just revert back into old habits, old ways of thinking, but your past, the six of swords was underneath the Knight of Wands. Your past, you've moved on, you've been through so much. It will act as a motivator for you. A motivator. You are moving towards freedom and opportunity. Okay, well, that will conclude this reading. If you liked it, if it resonated, and you would like a personal reading, like to get more in depth with your own situation and everything, again, link to my website will be down below in the description. I do offer personal readings, tarot and oracle, so that is always an option. And I hope you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time of day it is when you are watching this, and I hope to see you in another video. Blessed be.